Okay, looks like I'm live. Hello, hello, and good morning. If you're watching the replay, please hang out with me for another minute. I'm just going to wait for some live viewers to jump on and we will get started. I'm eager to see the first comment because that lets me know that I have actually gone live. So we'll just take a minute. All right. Okay. I'm seeing some names. I'm seeing some numbers. Okay. You can see and hear me. Thank you, my friend Shirley. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, Bernays, Sonia. Hello, Shirley. Hello, Judy over on YouTube. Good morning, Natalie. Thank you for joining. Yes, I've missed seeing your name in the comments. Glad you're here. Sonia, thank you so much for sharing. Good morning, Nicole, Keisha, Anise. Oh, I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I have to apologize. I have no idea where my AirPods are. So I'm hoping that you're not hearing too much of an echo. I literally lost them after I think that the last time I used them was 2 weeks ago, Facebook Live, and I have no idea where they are. So I'm gonna have to locate them. Otherwise, I have a new pair which I received as a gift, so I will pull those out and hook them up soon. Good morning, Cheryl. What a nice surprise. Um, I'm wondering if the fact that I said I was going to be making masculine cards might have roped some of you in because the struggle is real, friends. So let me start by introducing myself. My name is Zara Premji. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and creative coach from Markham, Ontario, Canada. I've been a demonstrator for just over 9 years. I work almost full time, 4 days a week as an occupational therapist in the school system. I work with students with special needs, helping them to be able to be successful in their school day and participate as fully as possible. I've got 3 kids. Two of them are taller than me now. Actually, they have been for a while. So I've got a 16 and 13-year-old, and I have an 8-year-old. It's a very, very busy life. And so it's really important for me to have something in my life that I feel passionate about. I have multiple things that I feel passionate about, but card making and paper crafting and sharing it with others through community is something that lights me up and makes me feel super joyful. So every Sunday morning, I come on to do a crafting tutorial. It ranges between 1 and 3 cards. I will always walk you through the steps. So one of the things that as occupational therapists we do is called task analysis, where you basically look at a task and you break it down into smaller steps. And we help our clients or whomever to be able to manage those individual steps. So I love doing that in card making as well. And so today we're going to be making masculine cards, 2 of them. So we're using a new suite from the annual catalog called He's All That. It's called He's the Man. And it's got some really great sentiments, some amazing dies, and the best paper I think that I've seen in terms of masculine cards for a while, to be able to create some really awesome and simple cards. So if you struggle with that, if you're looking to make handmade cards for Father's Day or for a birthday or anniversary for a special man in your life, then stick around because I'm going to show you. And even if you're not really interested in making the cards, I mean, we have some fun. I like to chat, so hang out with us. Good morning, Maureen. Good morning, Deborah over on YouTube. Shirley, thank you for sharing. That is actually a good reminder. If you like what you see and you think you have friends and family that might enjoy the card inspiration or the chatter or just to hang out with us, please do share the video. It's the ultimate compliment for me, and I so appreciate it. Good morning, Tammy. Hello, friends. Okay, good morning, Darlene. So we're going to get started. I'm going to flip the camera. A couple of things that I want to share with you is that we have the annual catalog that has now been released. We also have an amazing promotion right now where if you are interested in purchasing products and your order is anywhere near $100, then definitely you will want to do the starter kit because you will also get all of our new in color products. So you will get 5 new in color ink pads. You will get our in color cardstock, our pattern paper. You'll get a package of in color grid paper, all free with the starter kit. Plus you get to choose $165 in product and you pay only $135. No tax, no shipping in most provinces. So it's an amazing deal that ends May 31st. So if you want more information about that, please do let me know. You can also go to zarapremji.com and access my website there. And if you find the link that says join, you can do that. It's also a really great way to, if you are looking for there's something new to do in your life, maybe you want to start a business, maybe you just want to be able to pick up a new hobby, the starter kit is really for anybody. Okay, Shirley has called me Chatty Zara. Yeah, I'm not even gonna like fight it anymore. I like to chat. I am a chatterbox. So who knows what you'll find out about me today. Actually, I will tell you some interesting stuff that's happening. Not interesting, but just stuff. Let me talk a little bit about what we are going to be playing with in the catalog first. So in the annual catalog on pages 78 and 79, we have a suite called He's the Man. And every year, Stampin' Up! Does come out with some sort of a masculine suite because they know that we struggle with that. And all the florals and stuff are super pretty, but I don't know that I would put them on a card for my husband or my sons. So this is the suite. And in the suite, it includes a package of paper called He's the Man. And then we've got a stamp set that is called He's All That. And then there are coordinating dies. So let me show you because I have them in real life, or as my sons would text their friends, IRL. So I'm learning all the lingo. Hello, good morning, Bruno. So yeah, my sons use all these acronyms now in their chats. And I've been trying to keep a closer eye on my son's phones because there's like just so many stories about things that are happening, cyberbullying, just all sorts of like not good stuff that's happening as a result of social media. So I've said to my boys that if you guys want to have phones, then I reserve the right to look through them. So anyway, I'm trying to learn the lingo. And IRL is one in real life, and RN is right now. And oh my gosh, I literally feel like I'm in school again trying to learn all these things. So let's go back to the stamp set. It is a rubber stamp, so cling stamp, which means that it'll cling to your block once you attach the stickers to it. It has 11 stamps in it. You can see that I haven't used them all. In fact, I've only used two, but it is a set that I think is going to be really kind of versatile, take you through birthdays, anniversaries. You can use it to make cards for women as well. There's no rules that say that you can only make masculine cards with this. But the ones that I'm going to be using today are this one here with the camper van that says "Together for the Long Haul." And then wishing you a happy Father's Day. Although I've changed my mind and I might not use that sentiment now, but those are the two that I've used. There are also ones that lend themselves really nicely to scrapbooking as well. So this one here that says "Love this guy." Like if you were to do a scrapbook layout and have a picture of a special guy in your life, you could also stamp this and cut it out and put it on your scrapbook page. Hello, handsome, to the man who does everything. And I don't know if you can see this here, but there are little, there's wrenches and hammers. So like if you have a man in your life that's extra handy, then that's a really good one. Happy birthday to a classic. And then there's one with that says "Every day with you is another adventure," and then some other little ones. There's, of course, the barbecue, the ode to barbecues. Holy smokes, you're amazing. So lots of really, really good sentiments. And then we've got some really cool dies. Now, some of the dies, actually, hardly any of the dies will really kind of like, well, sorry, I take that back. This oval one here will cut out this oval sentiment. And then this one here, which is like maybe my favorite die in the whole set, will cut out these two right here really nicely. And then we've got sort of a rounded rectangle for this one here. Now, these are really great for the sentiments. You don't have to use the dies with them, but what I love is that these dies can be used with so many other sentiments as well. So I always find when you get a die set that has these kind of labels or circles, they just become so versatile, and you want them kind of on your desk all the time because they will help you with so many of your other sentiments. Let's talk a little bit about the paper because it is special. Not only because it has great patterns, but I'm going to show you something really cool with this paper in case you haven't yet seen it. So let me pull out. Okay, so we've got, I'm going to leave the surprise for the end. Oh, why do I feel like I need to have this be dramatic? Okay, there's a really cool feature to this paper for those of you that haven't seen it yet. I know many of you are already, avid crafters, demonstrators, so you've already seen this, but for those that aren't, just please act surprised. So we've got some amazing patterns here. There's this black one with the squares. And then we've got on the other side, I love this paper, the glasses, the shoes, the mustache, the bow tie, the arrows, the tie, all of it. So this is one that I would say is really appropriate for my husband because he's in banking and he's always in a suit and tie. And he's not really into like classic cars. He likes to golf. I wouldn't say he's like an avid golfer, but like this is really his jam. He doesn't fish. Um, so this is one where I was like, okay, this is super good for my husband. Then we've got this one here with the Argyle print on one side. And then we have this one here, which is a really fun pattern. And we've got this more subtle one, which has, I don't know, I can't describe the pattern. Someone's going to help me with the name because it's Sunday morning and Zara's brain is not fully functional yet. Then we have this one here with the classic cars and the motorbikes. Really, really cute pattern and very kind of vintage vibe. Then we have this one here with the diagonal stripe. Can you see the potential for this one with Halloween also? Like, hello. This one here with lots of barbecue themed images. And then we've got this one here. And on the back, we've got this outdoorsy with the camper vans and the tents and all that stuff. So really, really good patterns. I love the color of this. I love this sort of mint. I think this is soft succulent. And then here's the little, the surprise. Okay. So you can see stuff is starting to come out. Each pack of this paper comes with 2 sheets of die cut images. Okay. So these you can just punch out and you can use them on your cards. So even if you don't have the stamps, you can make cards with this paper without you doing any stamping. And I did make one for my son for his birthday, which I don't have it anymore because I'd given it to him. But here's a little hack. When you do punch them out, because they're die cut, so they come out really easily, you can punch them all out and just leave them in a clear envelope. Okay. And then just insert them in your package or any sort of sleeve that you'd like. But this is a really good way to store them and not feel like they're kind of like when I lift it up, they're kind of starting to hang and fall out. So I will eventually punch these out and put them in the pack as well. So I hope that you guys like this. It's really cool. And I'm going to show you 2 cards featuring this suite. So stick around and we're going to have some crafting fun. But first, coffee. Oh, yes. That Cheryl saying that hashtag diamond like die. Is that supposed to be Argyle? I think it is. You guys know I like to like make up words. Oh, pull the banner down. Oh, thank you. Sorry. Okay, let me move that. I'm sorry. I totally forgot that that was there. All right. Hopefully you can see now. I apologize if you missed any of it before because of the obstruction from the banner. Hopefully you can see now. Good morning, Susie. Hello, good morning, Bobby. Yes, Argyle. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's this one here. And this will create a really cool background in your cardstock. I haven't yet used it, but it's super fun. Okay, let's get started. So the first card I'm going to make for you, if you don't want to see it, look away. I know you guys like surprises. So look away. I'm going to show you the first card. And this is one that I made for a swap. And it is just on a white card base, and I've used some texture for the cardstock, and then I just used a couple of patterns for the designer series papers. So let's get started on this one. I'm going to just watch my time. I try to keep these to half an hour, but you know, when I get a little extra chatty, that doesn't happen. Let me just grab my cut and emboss machine as well. Okay. I am missing one thing. Sorry. I'll be right back. So what you might not know if you're just kind of watching for the first time is that we are undergoing home renovation. So we are living at my parents' house. And so we're not sleeping here, although yesterday we came back here to start the cleanup. We're still waiting for our kitchen cabinetry and our laundry room and all of that stuff to be put back together. So I'm hoping maybe another week or 2 weeks before the cabinetry is ready. But yesterday we came and we started cleaning upstairs because we replaced all the hardwood flooring upstairs. And so we were like cleaning, dusting, like wiping down the walls, mopping, vacuuming, like all the things. My back is like completely shot. But anyway, I'm also prepping for my stamp camp, which is on June 11th, because my packages are due to go out this week, and the ones that are being shipped. And so I have been taking like a bunch of crafting stuff to my mom's house and then bringing it home when I'm crafting here for my live. So that's why I might seem a little scattered. I might not be able to find everything, but that's how we're rolling right now. Okay, I am using the stamp that says Together for the Long Haul, and I'm going to heat emboss this. So I'm stamping it in Versamark. Okay, I also have to tell you something, a little secret. For those of you that like heat embossing and are missing our embossing buddy, we got to look at the new holiday catalog, which is being released July 1st, I think it is. To demonstrators, we get to order from it early, beginning June 1st. There is an amazing embossing kit, which is going to have an embossing buddy, a tray for your heat embossing. It's going to have tweezers and a little brush, so that it's just like all the things you need for heat embossing. It couldn't make your life easier. That made no sense. It will make your embossing so much easier to have these things, is what I'm really trying to say. So I have just gone and added some white emboss powder, and I'm going to get my heat tool, and we are going to heat set this. Good morning, Linda. Oh, thank you for saying so. Yeah, you haven't missed much because I'm in an extra chatty mood today. Okay, hold on. So I'm assuming you can hear me a little bit over the sound of this. So I'm just adding some heat to this. We're going to heat set this. It's going to become nice and white and shiny and beautiful. And then we're going to die cut it. There we go. I don't know if you can see it starting to get more bright white. Good morning, Joy. Thank you for joining. All right, so we are almost done here. Okay. So that's done. I'll just show it to you here. Okay, so it's like when you want to stamp on a dark piece of cardstock, then heat embossing is a really great way to do that because it's a really nice intense color. So now I'm going to grab my cut and emboss machine. Judy, the little containers I use for my embossing powder, they are just these containers. They're called Sistema, Sistema. I've seen them on Amazon. They come in a package of 3. So I have all my emboss powders in them. So they kind of like stack nicely like so. So I keep mine in that. And then I have little wooden spoons that I also got from Amazon. And then I just keep them in the little containers. You could honestly use any containers. Like I've seen ones at the dollar store. I just liked these ones because they have the flip lid or flip top or whatever that locks it. So any small container will do. And then just the tiny spoons I think are helpful to scoop. So I hope that helps. Okay, so here's what I'm doing now. I'm just taking my die cut and I'm using my magnetic plate, my new magnetic plate from Stampin' Up. It's amazing. And I'm just going to die cut this. You could also die cut first and then stamp later, but it requires a little bit more accuracy and precision. Can you see that heat, the emboss powder on my hand? I say that it's my favorite technique, but I am by no means clean with it. I always make a mess. I always spill powder. Okay, so here is my die cut sentiment. The other thing I'm going to do while I have my cut and emboss machine out is I'm going to just emboss my cardstock. So on my original card, I used the painted texture embossing folder. For this one, I'm going to use the timber. Okay, so I know that I'm a little close up, but let me just open this embossing folder. And with our embossing folders, there's a line that allows you to position your cardstock so that the pattern is going to be straight. It's always recommended that you put the hinge side in first. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm using my specialty plate. Okay, good morning, Terry from Colorado. Terry, are you a hockey fan? Because I'm pretty sure your hockey team just advanced to the next round. We were pretty excited about that because I think it's been like 20 years for Colorado. I am a hockey fan. And now that the Leafs are out, we are kind of rooting for the Oilers. We would love to have a Canadian team in the Stanley Cup Finals. Okay, so I think, are we good? Do we have everything? Yeah. Okay, here we go. So now we're going to start to assemble. Oh, you're welcome, Judy. I'm glad that that was helpful to you. I don't know if I finished saying it, but I actually got those containers from Old Navy. So, you know, when you're in the checkout line at Old Navy, and then you see all the stuff that you don't need, but you end up buying. Yeah. So that's what I did. And I bought them at the time for my kids' snacks, because I thought that they would be useful. And it was like right before the pandemic started, and then school closed, and they obviously weren't needing snacks to take to school. So I started using them for my embossing powders, and they've worked really well, actually. So yeah, that's another spot you can check is Old Navy, maybe Walmart. I don't know. Not sure. Okay. So I have just stuck down my embossed cardstock. I can hopefully you can see that texture there, the timber. This is one that's returning. Um, it's a really good embossing folder, very versatile, and we'll go with so many of our different sets. So like the happiest forest friends and anything outdoorsy it looks nice with, and anything non-outdoorsy. So I've just taken 2 pieces of designer series paper. I just wanted to break up a little bit of the color here, so that's why I added this argyle pattern here. And then I'm going to stick this down. So this is a really easy layout that you can use for any cards. So not only am I hopefully giving you some inspiration for masculine cards, but when you are also needing a layout for other cards, you've got one. Now, some tips when making masculine cards, you want to kind of maybe stay away from obviously like certain things that are a little bit too ornate, or like lace and lots of ribbon and stuff like that. At least that's how I feel when I'm making masculine cards, but you can still embellish. So I'm using the Early Espresso faux suede trim. This is also returning. And I'm just going to put a couple of strips, and I want it facing, let's see. So I'm going to just kind of go this way. So I'm just going to fold it over. This is one of my favorite things to do with ribbon, especially for those that don't love tying bows. Just folding it over and having it peek out both sides is a really great way to use ribbon. Still add a little bit of interest, and you can adjust it fairly easily that way. Okay, so I've got that down. I'm gonna grab my dimensionals, stick this down. I'm sure I could have kept this to half an hour if I made one card, but do you guys want to see another? Oh, Terry saying, hi, Rishma. Thanks for joining. Terry saying, I have an avalanche hoodie and have only been twice, but still a supporter. Impressed that I knew they moved on. Listen, I love sports. I really, really do. And I also have 2 boys that really love sports. And my eldest son is a hockey fanatic. So he's like, he woke up early this morning, was watching sports highlights. And so I am immersed in hockey culture. And my boys used to play hockey too. So, okay. So we talked about embellishment. So I use the faux suede trim. And then I'm just going to pop on these rustic metallic adhesive back dots. Can you tell that I like them? I'm down to my last 9. So when you are putting them down, these are like not a very flashy kind of rhinestone style embellishment. So it's nice because they're kind of muted, but they still add some interest. I really like, I have embossing powder everywhere. I'm sorry, guys. So that's the card. Okay. So I'll hold it closer so you can see. It's a really great layout for masculine cards. It's not too, overdone. It's not overly embellished, just some simple embellishments. This is the original using the painted texture. But I love the paper. I love the camper van. Good morning, Natalie. Okay, I'm hearing you guys want me to make another. Thankfully, I have one prepared for you guys, because otherwise I wouldn't be offering if I didn't have a card prepared. I was just like playing around with this suite last week. So I do have another one to show you, and it's pretty simple. So tell me what you think about this card. I'm glad that you guys like it. It is a great masculine set. And thank you, Sharon. Okay, one more. Shirley says one more too. So I'm hearing you guys want one more. So I apologize if this live is getting a little long, but you know, you can like come back to it after you've done whatever you needed to do. I'm just going to sip more coffee. So when we were starting our home renovations, one of the things that I said was absolutely mandatory was that my coffee machine was set up in the basement. So it's really nice because even though we're living at my parents', we don't have a functioning kitchen, but I do have my Keurig, so I can have as much coffee as I like when I'm working here. Okay, let's move on to the next card. Look away if you don't want to see it. I don't want to spoil a surprise, but in 3, 2, 1, I'm going to show you the card. So here is the card, and this one is on a black card base, and you can see I've used some of the designer series paper. I am going to change it up and use a different sentiment. In fact, I'm going to use one of the die cuts from the paper that I had shown you earlier, and but I'll show you both at the end so that you can see. So I've got all my pieces ready here. I've got a black card base. And then one of the tricks that I learned from my friend Jamie, who some of you I know follow, she's lovely. I always wondered when it looked like her whole front of her card base was embossed. I was like, do you like run it through the cut and emboss machine that way? Like just put the folder up to here, because I would always have trouble embossing and having the spine not get embossed. So what she said is, no, I just take a separate piece that measures the same. And I guess it's hard to see on the black, but she measures, it's the same measurement. So 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then she runs that through the cut and emboss machine and sticks it down. So let me do that now. And when you are doing it this way, you want to make sure that your adhesive is close to the edges so that you don't have, you know, your ends and corners sticking up. You can also use liquid glue for this, but I have this close to me, so I'm going to use that. So then you're just going to line this up and stick it down onto the card front. And I have all this like leftover embossing powder everywhere, so it's landing on my card. Okay, so now you've got like a nice embossed card front that is a really good backdrop for the rest of your card. Now obviously, because we're using black, we're going to put an insert inside. I don't put an insert in every card, partly because some days I forget, or I'm lazy, or efficient, as someone on my team told me the other day. We had I posted pictures of my stamp camp prep, and I said, I love that our die cuts will cut out the flowers in one of our paper packs because I'm a lazy stamper. And she said, you're not lazy, you're efficient. So we're going to stick with that story. Okay, friends? Okay, so now I've taken 2 patterns of the designer series paper. This one I told you is my fave. And then I've also got this one, and this is the back of them. Now I cut these to 3 by 4, which means that I can get 12 pieces out of 1 sheet of cardstock. So this is a really great way to mass produce cards, is to cut them to measurements that are multiples of 12. So 3 by 4, and then again that allows me to get 12 sheets out of 12 pieces out of 1 sheet. Okay, so I've just offset them a little bit. I know that the back one isn't showing too much, and that's okay. Okay, so now I want to put this on, but I want to put something in the background. So I'm going to grab my cut and emboss machine again, and I'm going to use that same die that I showed you earlier, that round, that scalloped, not scalloped, I don't know what kind of, it's like a starburst circle. Let me just quickly die cut that, and then I'm going to add some splatter to this. I'm doing this the wrong way. Okay, we're almost done. This is a really fast card, so don't run away because you'll want to see the finished product. All right, so I'm just cutting that out. Good morning, Janice French. Oh, Sharon, that's such a nice thing to say. Sharon says we could sit here all day and watch these, so I appreciate that. Okay, let's move this out of the way. Okay, so now I'm going to add a little bit of splatter to my, just because it's a little stark. put this here, and I'm going to grab my Carly Espresso Stampin' Right marker. And so for those that I do this often, so you probably have seen me do this multiple times before, but when you want to add splatter to something, just take your Stampin' Right marker, or you can do this with Stampin' Blends, and open up the brush tip, and you're just going to flick so that you create a really fine, it's not like big blotches of splatter. And this just will help decrease the contrast. It was a little too stark behind this. Okay. So now all we do, you can see the splatter here now. Hold on. Okay. See that? Thank you. Okay. So hopefully you can see that. I'm trying to hold it close. And now I'm just going to take this little one here. And this is the one that we punched out of that sheet. It says Best Dad Award. So this is one that my kids could give to my husband, although they could also make their own card. But, you know, here it is. So I'm not going to add any of that suede trim behind it. I'm just going to stick this on using my dimensionals, which are like a must have. These just allow you to add some pop to your cards. And then I will embellish with some of those rustic dots. Do you see how quick and easily this card came together? It's not a hard card to make. And that's the one thing with masculine cards is you probably want to stay away from making it too you know, elaborate or adding too many layers and things like that. So it kind of lends itself to making simple cards, which I'm not going to balk at that. So I'm just taking 3 of these little embellishments. Need to order a new pack. And our card is done. So that's it. Did I keep it to under 30? No, 31. Not too bad. Okay, so that's the card. Really simple, really quick and easy. Again, what you have to be able to, if you want to duplicate this, just use what you have on hand, modify if you need to. This is the original. So I used the sentiment that says wishing you a happy Father's Day. I just stamped that in black. And then I just took one of the bow ties from that sheet of die cuts and stuck it on. And I die cut with another piece of the designer series paper. Okay, so those are 2 ideas for masculine cards. I'll bring them back on the screen again so you can see. We have this one here. It says together for the long haul. This is a really nice sentiment for anniversary, I think. But you can use it for anything, of course. And then we've got this black one here. And then, like I said, of course, you're going to put your insert inside so you can write a nice message. So all of these supplies are available in my online store. You can shop at zarapremji.com. If you have any questions, or if you would like, if you're like new to this and you are wondering, how can I get started? It really is as easy as it looks. People say that, they're like, oh, you make it look so easy. If this wasn't easy, I wouldn't do it, because I don't have time for things that are complicated or hard right now with our busy life. And so if you want help getting started, just send me a message, comment below. I'm more than happy to help you figure out what you need to get started with card making, or if you want to be able to duplicate these cards, it can help you with that. I want to thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you guys. I'm just going to see the comments again. Bobby, the suite is called He's the Man, and it's on pages 78 and 79 of the annual catalog. So, oh, thank you, Judy. Okay, I'm so glad. I'm seeing all the love here. I appreciate you guys. Janice says, very handsome card. Yes, that's a really appropriate adjective. Janice says, love these cards. Going to case the layouts to make some male birthday cards for a local group who give birthday. Oh, let's read this one together. I'm going to case the layouts to make some male birthday cards for a local group who give birthday cards to seniors throughout our city. That is so lovely. And I think that it's so nice when you can use your card making skills and share it with other people. That will just, it'll bring them so much joy. So thank you so much for joining, everybody. I hope you guys have a great rest of the weekend. We are hopefully going to be moving back in a week or 2. We are waiting for our kitchen, but we're slowly starting to kind of move things back. And so I'm hoping that within a couple of weeks, we will be moved back into our new home. And then, of course, I will share photos of the before and after, and share all the ins and outs with you guys. Thanks so much for joining. I hope you all have a great week ahead, and I'll see you soon. Bye.